Okay, now we need to find out the market demand curve. Okay, what is market demand curve? That is, say market demand curve. Let me write it for commodity X. Okay, suppose there are two commodities, say X and Y. Okay, the prices of these two commodities are say P1, P2. There are two individuals. Okay, A and B. Fine. So, and of course, income of these two individuals are say M1 and M2. Fine. So we know this that the demand curve for A, okay, it'll be a function of both prices, okay, and his income. Of course, there are other things which are affecting income, which I'm not considering right away. Demand curve for B would also be a function of P1, P2, and his income. Of course, when I say demand curve, I mean demand curve for X, okay, that is X which is going to be demanded by A and X which is going to be demanded by 2. So if there are two persons in the economy, okay, and I know the demand for the commodity by one individual and demand for that particular commodity by another individual, so I can find out what is the total demand in the economy. Okay, so suppose total demand is given by script X, and this is your XA plus XB. Okay, and which is nothing but your dA. Let me write X out here, that is P1 P2 M1 plus dB P1 P2 M2. Now there are certain things which you have to understand, which you have to note also, that both individuals, they are facing the same set of prices P1 and P2. Okay, each person is also assumed to be a price taker in the market. Okay, they cannot affect the price. These are the assumptions when you are drawing this market demand curve. Each person's demand depends upon his or her own income. Okay, his income, and here second person's income. Okay, fine. So these are the two three assumptions which you have to consider. Then you can find out XA and XB. In case of these assumptions fail, then you cannot draw a market demand curve like this. Now, in order to construct a market demand curve, what you will do is that you will just allow the price of the commodity 1 to change. Say price of commodity 1 is changing, that is only the price of commodity 1 is being changed. Fine. So what is being said is that you will just take up the demand curve for individual 1, you will take up demand curve for individual 2, and the market demand curve. Clear? So supposedly if at P1 he is demanding say XA or something. Okay, this is the demand curve for individual A. So that is one point, and we know this, that suppose if this is the demand curve for individual. Similarly, at P1, this individual B is a demanding XP. Okay, so this is the demand curve. Now, of course, at P1, this the amount which is been going to be consumed is of course that is the sum of this XA and XB, as you say somewhat here. Okay, say X. So suppose if like this, so this is the market demand curve. Okay, so this is the market demand curve. So market demand curve is the horizontal sum of the individual demand curve. Remember this is the horizontal sum of individual demand curves. Horizontal sum. Okay, can you see this? This is the horizontal sum of individual demand curves. I've just horizontally added the different demand curves in order to derive back the individual demand curve. So this is there. This is important. At each price, the quantity demanded in the market is the sum of the amounts, that is XA plus XB of your amounts which is being demanded by each individual. So I mean, at this price, the demand in the market is of course going to be X, which is nothing but XA plus XB. Clear? Okay.